Right guys, start off by removing the 2 seat bolts on either side. If you have a passenger seat, just use the key to remove that, and if not, just take out the 2 bolts underneath this little cushion to get the rear seat cowl off. These plastic little screws are pretty delicate, so just be careful not to round them off or damage them in the process of removing them. Once you have the 4 little plastic push pins out, you've got these 2 clips on either side that you need to just bend a little bit, and that should pop straight off. Now identify the plate light and the left and right indicator wires and just unplug those. If you're going to use a flip and dip plate bracket, you can purchase a plate light from him as well, and that just plugs straight back in at the end. Undo the bolts that hold the original tail in place as you'll be removing this. You can keep this original bracket somewhere safe if you ever wanted to put the bike back to standard. Using a 6mm drill bit, you want to carefully drill a small hole underneath the fin. This is where the wires for the Findicators will be passing through. Now you want to start removing all of the bolts and the plastic push pins that hold the rear tail wings in place. You'll have little metal washers underneath these bolts, so just make sure you don't lose them in the process. This rear light connector can be a bit stubborn to take off, so I'd advise using long nose pliers, gently pinching the side, and then using a flathead screwdriver to push back the connector. This little bracket holds the back light in place, which we'll need to have access to, so just remove that. We're going to remove the 2 little push pins on either side of the undertray, just below the rear light. This is going to allow us to move the undertray up and down and give us some space to move the wires through and just make it a lot easier. Now that the undertray is loose, you can pull it outwards a little bit on either side just to give you more space to work. If you have a carbon undertray, I would highly recommend removing the entire undertray before doing this, as they are a bit brittle and they could break in the process. Now start feeding through the 3 wires through the hole we previously made, and pretty much you want to route this through, down below the undertray and back through the subframe where there's a nice hole for the wires to pass through. The new and updated Findicators that are now on the website come with a thinner 3M tape that gives you a much stronger and cleaner finish when you attach these to the undertray. Just remember that it takes 24 hours for the 3M tape to fully adhere to the undertray and stay on securely. In this video, the indicator connector wires, they're both black. In the newer kit, they're corresponding yellow and black, so you'll know which side goes where. With these bullet connectors, just push them into each other until you feel a slight click, and that's when you'll know they're properly connected. Don't forget to slide the small sleeve over first and then the larger sleeve over the other one, just to give a better connection and to stop any short circuiting. Just turn on the ignition and make sure all the indicators work as they should. The black sleeve that you can see here, you want to make sure you pass this little clip holder, and this is where you want to slice open the sleeve and give you access to the yellow brake light wire that's inside. Just be careful not to cut the 3 wires that's inside. Use your fingers and pinch that black sleeve and basically give yourself some room so you don't cut them at all. If this little T-tap connector isn't pushed down properly, it won't make a connection and the brake light will be intermittent on and off. So just make sure that this, when you push it down, it cuts through the casing of the wire and allows a good connection. The 2 red Findicator brake light wires will plug into the adapter that's included in the kit. The newer kit comes with a total new and much easier to use adapter. So you would use the bullet connectors as before and just push them in and they'll click, and then you plug the other side as shown now into the blue side, and that will push all the way in to give you a good connection. Before you tape everything up, just have a once over, check all the connections work fine and all the lights are working as they should. The brake light should strobe 5-6 times and go solid, so just make sure you check that as well. The number plate bracket that was used for this installation was the flip and dip adjustable tail tidy, which allows you to flip your number plate fully out of view for photographs and any media use that you're going to do. Along with the BarzTech Findicators, it's the cleanest look you can get on an R1.